Well, congratulations on Tuesday. Clean sheet coming back into the team. A muck and bullet sort of night. Fair to say it was your sort of game.
Why are you saying that? Then might take that. Could take that one or two ways, I guess. Can I? But no, yeah. It was enjoyable, to be fair, to be back out there, and we've managed to grind one out in the conditions. It was. Rubes mentioned it. Obviously, we travelled up on the day, so it was a long day for the lads, and then we've ground out a good away result. So it was good, yeah, good all round day, really, all round performance.
And I know you've been down south for a couple of years now, but on the northern scale, where does that rank? As a bit chilly and a bit windy, maybe?
Yeah, it's right up there, to be fair, isn't it? So it's not far off Scotland there, is it? So that is northern, isn't it? That's not even northern England, obviously. So it were a cold and wet one. The lads were saying, to be fair, it's last year at Port Vale away, that was the coldest I've ever played in. A few of the lads were saying that's up there for them as well. So it wasn't as bad as that.
Goal-saving header in the first half sort of stands out for your performance. How did you feel that you did?
I thought I did all right, steady away. To be fair, we're all about the result and the team, really. So I'm pleased with the team performance and the result, really. So yeah.
And how difficult when you've been in and out of the team, basically? How difficult is it to come in and hit those levels that you'd want to hit?
I think that's the challenge, and that's what I've going into the game. That's what I expect from myself. But reflecting on it, being realistic, that was my first, obviously, league game since New Year's Day. We've had one reserve game, played in that, so you've got to expect some sort of rustiness, I guess. But that's the challenge. You've got to be ready at all times, regardless of how many minutes you've played or whatever. We're training every day, so there ain't too much of an excuse. So I thought I did okay.
And you've been involved in 3 clean sheets this season, all away from home as well. Grimsby, Mansfield, and now Carlisle. What does that say about Cheltenham's resilience as a side?
Yeah, I think that's something we've added to his game this year massively. I think last year at times when we were good, we played well and we blew teams away at times. This year we've kept that at home. We've had quite a lot of 3s and 4s, but we've added that steeliness and that resilience as a team and a unit, where we can go away from home and grind out a 1-0 win, which I think is massively important.
Defenders, do you celebrate clean sheets in the way that goal scorers sort of chalk up the goals on their tally?
I'd say 100%, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and having got one of those now, presumably the aim is to stay in the team.
Yeah, 100%. That's always been the aim, to get in the team and to stay in the team. So that's what I'll be looking to do moving forward. Yeah.
Leyton Orient this weekend. You played in that game at the opening day of the season. I mean, just a crazy game for many different reasons.
Yeah, there were a lot of talk about that after, obviously, because with the 2 sending offs and things, and obviously the game leading up to it with the build-up with Justin Edinburgh and everything. So, yeah, that were a bit of an eventful start to the season. And obviously, I tore my calf, probably had it before the game, so that was quite an eventful day.
Is this an opportunity to, if you like, show the real Cheltenham this weekend?
Maybe so. We're just going to go out and do what we've been doing and try focus on taking the next game as it comes, and we're trying to show the real Cheltenham more to ourselves, really, and put the performance in that we know we're capable of every week. So if we can do that, then I think we've got half a chance.
Yeah, I suppose that hard work ethic actually is the real Cheltenham, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Ruben mentioned it after the game on Tuesday. I think that testifies and that epitomises the group we've got at the minute, really. Rubes is a striker. He's struggled this year with injuries, not had as much minutes as he'd want to get, I'd imagine. And then he's saying Cheltenham have scored rather than himself. Strikers are obviously known for being quite selfish, but he's obviously just come back in, scored. You'd imagine he'd be buzzing for himself, and I'm sure he is. But the first thing he mentions is the team and the team ethic. So I think that shows when you've got senior pros like him and obviously Scotty, Reg, Toes, that team focused, that spreads around the rest of the dressing room, and you start to build something positive.
Michael Duff's just called you an old head on young shoulders, which is a good compliment. How much does it help that there are those senior pros around the team for you to actually follow a lead from?
Yeah, 100%. When you come into a first team environment as a young lad, you're always looking at the older pros who are setting the example. What are they doing off the pitch, on the pitch? How are they conducting themselves? And then you take bits and bats from each one where you think, right, I see why he's doing that. I'd like to do that when I'm a bit older, and hopefully a senior professional. So it's just sort of building that up and setting an example for the dressing room and just being yourself, really, to be honest. We've got a lot of lads, honest lads who they're not scared to speak their mind, which I think is vitally important.
Exciting end to the season, or it looks like it could be building up to that. I suppose you've just got to not change anything, just keep doing what you're doing, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've put ourselves in a good position now. After this many games, there's 15 to go. We've just got to keep focusing like we do every week on the next one and seeing where we end up.